trauma can be caused by something that seems so little as your parents speaking badly about you behind your back. The reason for this is when you're a child, you are like a sponge, and so you take on everything around you, right? It's all vibration. So when you think children are not listening, okay, or they don't understand because they're playing with their toys or whatever, they are taking everything around them in their subconscious program. They know exactly what's going on. It's all energy, it's all vibration. They feel it. And so let's say you have these people, okay, that you're looking up to, that you are expressing your love with, right? Because again, as a child, unconditional love before any trauma, any pain comes in to make you think differently, okay? So if you have these two, your parents, right, that you rely on for your source of love as well as you giving it, and now they're going and they're speaking about you behind your back. Again, as a child, you can feel it, you can sense it, it's all vibration, right? So now you're going to start thinking that there's something wrong with you, that you're not good enough, that you're undeserving, that you're not worthy, that you're not lovable. And this is what happens to children, right? And so when you grow up now, again, remember you're like a sponge when you're a child. Everything that's going on around you is being sucked into the subconscious, which is the program that you're running from. So now, fast forward however many years, if you don't change the beliefs you hold about yourself, this is going to dictate the quality of your life experiences. And you're now going to pass down to your family that trauma, generational trauma. And so the reason why your parents did that was probably because when they were a child, they had it to them and had it to them. And it's like generation down generation down generation. But if you understand energy and you understand how it all works, right, quantum mechanics, you would understand the importance of your parents and the vibration they're giving off, because you're now going to become that, you're going to embody that, and now you're going to live a life not thinking that you're good enough, not thinking that you're deserving, not thinking that you're lovable. And it could be from something as tiny as, well, it appears as tiny, right? As having these people that you look up to, that you aspire, talking about you, okay, behind your back. Because this really does impact a child, and it really does impact the way they see themselves. And the way that you see yourself is directly correlated to the way that you see the world. And so if you think poorly of who you are, you're going to think poorly of life, and you're going to experience that. So it's very, very important that you understand that trauma can look like so many different things, but trauma is trauma, okay? And it could be something that appears as little as that, right? Or it could even be something that appears as little as being left out on your first day of school. And that could be impacting you 40, 50 years later, just from that one experience, because of the pain that you encountered during that interaction, and because you never allowed yourself to heal from that, right? You're still creating. So you're just creating with that pain, even if it's 40 years later. So that is also why it's important to realize that time is a man-made construct. It doesn't actually have anything to do with what you're creating, because if you're stuck in the past, 50 years could be gone by and you're still stuck in the past. So it doesn't matter. Time does not heal all wounds. That is a lie that you've been told. So the thing that heals is you becoming the parent you're in a child by changing your own beliefs you hold about yourself without even realizing you've taken on your parents, and you've taken on from everything that you've consumed as a child. Well, you may have grew up in a very, very toxic household, which was the only way you were going to live was to go within yourself. But every person has experienced some type of trauma in their life, and it is impacting you in ways that you probably don't even realize. And if you were to heal that, which is changing your thoughts, you would notice that in your life experiences and through everything around you. But if you don't, you'll always be creating with that pain, okay? Again, If it's from parents speaking about you, you're always going to feel like people are speaking about you behind your back. You might walk into a room thinking that the conversation's been about you before you've walked in. It's going to cause insecurity because you are living with a traumatized inner child, which means that you don't feel secure in your own body. And that's what it also causes as well. Parents speaking about children, it causes you to now form insecurity. You're in a home, right? But you don't feel safe in that home because you've started to not feel safe in your own body. You've started to piece the puzzles of around you, and you've started to think, okay, this environment's not safe. I'm starting to feel insecure. And so you grow up with insecurities. But those insecurities are coming from the fact that you do not feel secure in your own body. So even if you're at home, you won't feel safe or secure, even wherever you go. Because if you don't feel safe from within, you're not going to feel safe wherever you are or whoever you're with, okay? And now let's go on to the second one. So let's say the first day of school, and you went up to a bunch of people and you got rejected, right? That rejection now, if you never healed that, would manifest later on, because now when you're trying to make friends, or now when you go to the workplace or whatever, you're always going to feel rejected even before you've had those interactions. And so again, it's like the self-fulfilling prophecy. You feel rejected before you've even had that encounter, before you're even in that relationship. And so when it happens, it validates how you've already rejected yourself by carrying the feeling of what it feels like to be rejected, because you experienced it once in the past, and so you keep recreating it in the future, right? So this is why it's so important healing your inner child, and you do that by changing your thoughts, because you are creating with your energy. And if it's stuck from a past experience which was painful, it means you are creating with pain. So now it's going to look like that outside of you, be feeling angry towards things, frustrated, whatever it may be. It's there showing you what's going on within you. I've got huge ringing in my left ear.